Well, hello and welcome back to the Manifesting Millions podcast. I am your host, Amy Van Meel, coming to you from a gorgeous sunny afternoon in Calgary. It is Stampede Week this week. If you're familiar with Stampede at all, the city has turned into quite the Western festival. We're not going this year, but we've gone in past, and it's always a great time. I have been doing a ton of learning in the last week. It's been wild how much I have been learning and receiving huge insights, not just from the learning, but just flowing into me this week, which is really cool. So today I'm going to aim to keep our time together a little bit shorter. And we're stepping into the second episode in our 10 episode series. That's, I suppose, the better way to write it. So today's question, coming from the book, I think it's called The Right Questions. I have it propped open, so now I can't remember the title. But I believe it's from the book called The Right Questions. We're going to talk about the question today framed as, am I looking for what's right or am I looking for what's wrong? Now, before I dive into that, if you're unfamiliar with the context of this 10 episode series or the book that I just mentioned, I would recommend that you pop back into episode 89 where I share what prompted this and what the series is about. So we're going to go right into this question today. So, am I looking for what's right or am I looking for what's wrong? This is a fabulous question to be asking ourselves really at any moment in time. It's so beautifully aligned with a lot of the reading I've been doing lately. There's a book that I highly recommend called The Gap and the Gain, which I think I've referenced in previous episodes. I cannot remember I think it's Dan Sullivan, I think is the author. But it's called The Gap and the Gain. It's very easy to find. It's a blue cover. That effectively is talking about the context of this question of, am I looking for what's right or am I looking for what's wrong? So I'm going to leverage both to provide some color on this particular question and how you can use this question and leverage it within your own life to create more joy and to create more happiness. So, on that quick note, just a quick reminder that this podcast is sponsored by the ultimate course on manifesting more joy into your life. If you're feeling stuck in a rut and you're searching for something that can bring some happiness into your life, this course is designed for you. It's designed to help you uncover the secrets of manifesting more joy and happiness into your life and to keep it consistently, because I am all about creating a reality that you love and just keep falling in love with every day. Say goodbye to negativity, say hello to a brighter, more fulfilling future. And something that I just want to add in here, I do firmly believe, and the learning that I'm doing is really confirming this, that joy, the feeling of joy, is the gateway to manifesting all of our desires. So if you're like, I really want to manifest this whatever experience, thing, person, moment into your life, I would encourage you to jump in, even though the course is not specifically focused on manifestation. We do touch on manifestation and some basics to help give you the foundation, but our goal is really to help you, to tool you and skill you up with the knowledge to create deep, abiding, and abundant joy in your life. So if you're ready, if that sounds aligned for you and you want to jump in, I would encourage you to sign up today. The moment that you sign up for the course, you'll have access to the most recent recording of the course. So that gets updated all the time. You get lifetime access to the course. So as long as that course is available, no matter what updates come out, and I will be continuously updating and fleshing out that course, because as I learn more and understand more, and I hear more from friends and students and people that I just see out in the world, I want to make sure that I bring that wisdom and knowledge into the course so that you can continue to gain and learn from it. So if that sounds like you're ready to jump in, please go to amyvanmeel.com/joy to sign up today. I'll put that link in the show notes as well, but it's amyvanmeel.com/joy. Okay, let's dive into this question. So the premise of the gap and the gain is basically that historically, and I would say socially and culturally, which one could argue are the same thing, we are taught and led to believe that we need to focus on the gap. So how do we understand the gap and the gain? You think about a goal, right? There's something that you want to accomplish. Maybe it's something really big. Maybe you want to release 100 pounds, or you want to earn $100,000, or you want to have 100 friends. 100 is sort of where I'm at today. You have this goal, you know where you're going, you can visualize it, you can see it, you can feel what it feels like when you get there, but your focus, if you're in the gap, continues to be on what you don't have. So you're looking at where you are right now, and the entire, void of space between you and this goal that you want to receive. Okay? The gain is actually looking back. So the gain is us taking exactly where we are today, but looking back at where we've come from and how much we've gained on our way here. All right? So if we take that context and we apply it to this question of, am I looking for what's right, or am I looking for what's wrong? Think about any scenario in your life. Let's say something went completely sideways, you blew a tire on the highway, and now you're late for that appointment, which is a big client, which makes your boss mad, which blah, 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 blah. You're so busy focusing on what's wrong. My tire blew out, people are being jerks in traffic and they're not pulling over or slowing down. Now the tow truck is going to be late. Oh, this is going to cost me a bunch of money to get it fixed. I can't believe this. I can't believe that, on and on and on and on. What you're missing while you're looking at all of these things that are wrong, I'm going to bracket that wrong in air quotes, is you're missing the opportunity to see what is right. All right? So it's hard to say what's right in that situation, but we could start with some basics. Okay, so you blew the tire out, but if you're physically safe and okay, cool. It's a faulty tire, so maybe what's going to happen is that you're going to be blown away by some amazing service at the shop that helps you get a tire replaced on insurance or through warranty, whatever. Those are things that are right that you may not see yet, but you haven't opened the opportunity for that because you're so busy looking at what's wrong. Perhaps what's right is that, this is fascinating to me, so often I hear people talking about wanting to slow down. I just wish that I could, have some time off, take some time off. I wish I could just slow down and I could just pause and I could just breathe. So now what's right, as messy as it has arrived, what's right is that you have actually created this container of space in your day to just be, because you can't go anywhere. You're waiting for the tow truck to arrive, right? What's right could be, it's this one I take with a grain of salt, but what's right could be, okay, so it's just the tire that blew, but that's it. The car otherwise is fine. Nobody got hurt on the highway. Everything else is still in great shape. My health is fine. The client understands that something went sideways. My boss will understand that this was something I couldn't control, etc., right? So that might feel like a stretch in the moment, but those are things that are right with the situation. Where we could stretch that even further is there something that's popping into your awareness that is coming through this situation? So I want to color that one in a little further. So it's been, like I said at the start of this episode, it's been a very interesting space in my life right now. It's when I'm not feeling down about it, it's actually kind of comical what's been showing up in a good way, not in like a, oh my God, okay, well, at least I didn't die kind of a situation, right? But what I have been realizing and had a complete facepalm moment earlier is that I have actually missed all of these things that I have accomplished because I've been so focused on it not showing up in the way that I thought it would show up. So it occurred to me literally earlier today, I have been hitting my 5K month goal for approaching, I think at least a year. It could be approaching a year and a half. And not even realizing it. And on top of that, what's been showing up more lately is I've accomplished time freedom in my day and task freedom in my work. I have this juicy, joyful relationship, which I am very aware of. That was not one that snuck up on me. I was aware of that. My health is taken care of. Dave's health is taken care of. All of this, like all of these things have been already happening. And I had not realized that I had accomplished this because I was looking at what was wrong. And what was wrong, again in air quotes, is the idea that, okay, fine, this income is coming in through a job, but I actually want this income to come in through the course that I've created or through the coaching that I'm offering, right? I want to have this come in through another space. At the same time, I've been sitting in this space going, okay, but I want to, before I let go of the security of a 9-to-5, I want to have something built. So I had a fun moment with myself as all of this was coming through of, well, okay. So Amy, if you want to have more come in, perhaps we need to expand our goal. So we're fucking crushing the goal. I'm fucking nailing it. Like I'm surpassing it by 10,000, not 10,000, by 10% a month, by $10,000. That'd be amazing. That will happen. But I'm surpassing it by 10% a month, plus all these other amazing things that are happening. I have the support. I have these amazing tools available to me through the context that I'm in. Which also includes the space to grow the podcast, to bring students into the course the course about joy that I mentioned that I've created, the course about money that I'm in the process of creating. I'm so excited for it. Through, bringing in clients for coaching and for mentorship. Like I have all of these things that I've asked for, and I've been banging my head against the door going, why hasn't this shown up yet? And I'm sure that the universe is going, hey babe, it's already there. You already have these things. So maybe it's time for you to make the goal a little bigger, right? Step into that next expansion, step into that next place. Now I do want to clarify, I don't think, and I don't believe that the universe is waiting for us to make the goal bigger. Like I don't think that it's going to stop bringing us something because we just haven't made the goal big enough, okay? But I do believe, and this aligns with what I have learned as well, that when we are if I'm focused on creating a 5K month with time freedom and health coverage and all these kinds of things, and I already have that, but I haven't recognized that I have that, and so I haven't expanded the goal, well, I'm going to keep getting the thing that I'm asking for because that's what I'm asking for, right? Whereas if I shift my goal and I go, oh, for fuck's sakes, I've already got this. Okay, amazing. Which means I now have all this historical evidence that I can absolutely nail this goal, and I've been doing it without even realizing that I've been doing it. And in a lot of ways, it's actually felt effortless and full of ease, which is exactly how I wanted it to happen. Oh, well then how about I simply shift the goal? and I give the universe more room to play, but more importantly, I'm shifting my frequency to match that next goal, right? So that was freaking mind-blowing to me to have that moment. I was just like, oh, Amy, okay, sorry, universe, I was not picking up what you were putting down, but I have got the memo now. Thank you for making it clear for me. Thank you for not having to make it super painful, right? A little gratitude to myself for being able to recognize and go, oh, okay, cool, got it, amazing. Next, let's move on to the next thing, right? So when we come back to this question of, am I looking for what's right or am I looking for what's wrong? Well, what are you looking at in your day-to-day? And I actually talk about this further in greater depth and context around creating joy in the Manifesting a Million Moments of Joy masterclass. But if we're constantly looking at what's wrong, what's missing, what's not right, what I'm not happy about having, you are completely closed off to the amazing things that are happening in your life. And this is something that I have actually seen in a lot of people, and I did this myself for a long time as well, way back when I was probably in my teens and in my early 20s, until I was like, well, this doesn't make sense. We look at what's right and we qualify it, okay? Find out, pay attention to what you're saying, whether it's verbally to friends, to family, to your loved one, whether it's in your mind. Very important to pay attention to what we're saying in between two ears. But are you saying, okay, cool, so yeah, well, okay, fine, I can fit in my jeans again, but I still don't have the flat tummy that I wanted, or I'm still not getting checked out on the street like I wanted to be, or I still feel like I'm craving junk food, or, whatever. But in the meantime, you are missing the rest, or maybe it's well, yeah, okay, I can fit in those jeans, but do you know how much I had to go through to let go of that weight? It's too hard for you. You wouldn't even believe it, right? Why do we need to qualify it? You don't need to qualify what's right and what's good and what's joyful and what's fulfilling. And if somebody, this is my favorite, this actually falls into the unqualified no. So I'm going to share it in this context because it might help make it super, super clear. So this is something that I learned from my very soon-to-be mother-in-law, who I absolutely adore. She has no problem saying no. Just no. And I so admired that in her. Someone would ask her if they could help with something, or she would relate stories of, friends or people that she knew, acquaintances, that would ask her to come over, or she had plans or whatever else, or she was available. Not if she had plans, but if she was available. And she would just say no. Now, every model of behavior that I had seen until I met her was that you had to have an excuse. Hey, Amy, can you come volunteer on this thing that's going to take all of your Saturday? No, I'm so sorry. I promised my blah, 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 that I would help pack some boxes. And so I'm sure I'm really sorry, blah, blah, blah. You don't actually have to qualify it. You can just say, no, sorry, I'm not available for that. Done. That's all. And I'm going to just add a little footnote to that to say, if the person pushes you for a qualification, you get to decide whether or not you want to give it to them. Because it's actually not about you at that point. It's 100% about them, right? So if it's Amy, can you volunteer for this thing? It's really, really important. Sorry, no, I'm not available. But why, can you, what do you have going on? Can you maybe change that so that you can be available? No, sorry, I'm not available. But what is it maybe, are you helping somebody else? Can I talk to them and blah, blah, blah? No, you just, what that person is showing you is that they don't understand boundaries, or they don't have respect for your time, or whatever. But it's actually about you just standing in your own. Okay. So if we take that back to these things that are going right in your life, you don't have to qualify them. You don't have to say, okay, yeah, sure, I've released the weight and I feel like great in my body, but it was a lot of work. And then it cost me a lot because I had to buy a whole brand new wardrobe, and it's not as good as it seems because like I really do miss just stuffing my face in a bag full of chips. Or, okay, you're totally right. I'm making 10K months and it's amazing and I'm so grateful for the income, but like, fuck, I had to work really hard to get here and it's not easy and, I've had to give up a lot and blah, 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 blah. No, just let the thing that is right be right and just celebrate that. Like, let it just be. Like you don't have to, I've stopped in a lot of ways in my life qualifying why I want things, why I need things, or why I'm asking for things. Now, there are times that an explanation is helpful. For example, if I tell Dave, hey, don't turn the lights on in the morning because I don't like it, he's like, okay, fine, but I actually needed to wake up. But if I then qualify that to go, actually, you know what? If you can wait to turn on all the lights that you need until I've gotten in the shower because it leaves me feeling really grumpy in the morning, then he's like, oh, okay, cool. I understand why that's important to you. I'm aligned with that because I don't want you to be grumpy. So I'll just turn on the one light that I absolutely need to do the thing that I'm doing. And then when you've gotten in the shower, I'll turn on all the rest. Right? So that's not a qualifier. What you're giving that person, or maybe it's a situation, is the why behind your need or your desire, right? So with that, I've hit 21 and a half minutes, which is about exactly the amount of time that I wanted to pop on today. So I'm going to leave you with this thought. I want you to over the next day, so whatever time of day that you're listening to this podcast, over the next, say, 24-hour period, just pay attention to and listen for how you're talking about things in your life and where your focus is going. Are you focusing on what's right and good and joyful in your life? If so, are you unequivocally focusing on them, or are you qualifying them in some way? Or are you focusing on and looking for what's wrong, what's missing, what's not the way you wanted it to be? And how does that leave you feeling, right? And think about, maybe stretch that out a little bit further and go, so if I were to apply this, say, to a relationship, it's easy to think about this in the context of relationships. If I take Dave, for example, if I constantly felt like Dave wasn't enough in my life, and I made him feel that way, well, how long do you think that he's going to be joyful in our relationship? And how long do you think that he might stay, right? Now, we have a lot of time invested. We've been together for 10 years. So he will stay for quite a while, but it is going to erode the foundation of our relationship. And if it's constantly, you're not enough for me, I need more, well, eventually he's going to go, this doesn't work for me and I'm out. Right? So think about that. Think about the things that are in your life, the people, the experiences, the money, the joy, the whatever. Is that if you're making it wrong, if you're looking for what's wrong, how might that be impacting that scenario? And how can you begin to turn the boat around? And maybe I'm not a big fan of like going from like not 0 to 60. That's super fun. To go from, hey, this is completely fucked up to, oh my God, this is amazing. Because it's not a natural progression. You have to go from, this is really fucked up, through the stages to like, okay, it's not so bad. Okay, it's fine. Okay, we're in neutral zone. Kind of don't really care. It's not super letting me up, but it's also not pissing me off. Into, oh, this is kind of fun. Oh, actually, this is really fun. Oh my God, this is fucking amazing. Oh, hallelujah. Look at these things that are really awesome, right? Allow yourself to go through that progression. With that, I wish you a fantastic rest of the day. I'm excited. I don't even know which question we're going to be covering in the next episode, but stay tuned. We'll be having another question. It'll be the third in the series. There will be 10 episodes in total. If you feel aligned to learning about how to create more joy and fulfillment and really cracking open the gateway to manifesting all of your desires into your life, I remind you again to head on over to amyvanmeel.com/joy to sign up today. Thanks so much. Bye.